Hey guys, it's me Daily and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, whoa, is there something in my hair? No. Okay, I just showered, so I actually got tagged in a recent video from Troy Reads. By the time this video comes up, it'll probably be a week or two after I got tagged in this video. Thank you a lot for tagging me. I've never gotten tagged in anything before, so it's really cool for that to happen. So yeah. I'm going to be doing the Frozen 2 book tag. Now, I haven't seen Frozen 2. I don't think it's on Netflix. I've seen Frozen 1 a few times before. Not my favorite movie. I used to love it, but it's not my favorite. I can't remember all of what's happened in the movie, but I haven't seen Frozen 2 yet, so that's all that really matters because it's the Frozen 2 book tag. Question number 1. All is found is a lullaby that's comforting. Name a comforting read. So for this question tag prompt thing, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be choosing Heartstopper Volume 1 or just Heartstopper books in general, graphic novels in general. I'm pretty sure I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars. There's nothing I hated about it. There's no problematic aspects for it. It's just like so heartwarming. It's not like I don't have a lot of comforting reads. I was gonna choose The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown, which I'm currently reading, which is taking me forever to get through, but it's not, it's like a book of self-love and being who you really are around people you haven't met before and just acting the way you would usually act. Being yourself is pretty much the premise of the book. That is, I guess, a kind of comforting book because it's really telling you that you are enough no matter what and that you should always be yourself. So I guess that is another choice. But this one's not so much like comforting, but it's so heartwarming. There's like their relationship, Charlie and Nick's relationship, I'm pretty sure. They're just like, they have a really nice relationship. It is just really cute. And it is a graphic novel by Alice Oseman. I have the first volume and the second volume. The third volume is out. Oops. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm sorry. That was loud. This follows two main characters, Nick and Charlie, who go to the same school and they meet and they fall in love. So it's really fun and just they're always so supportive of each other and it's really just heartwarming. I guess you could say comforting as well. Once I get volume 3 of this, which I really want it, but these are pretty expensive. There is a free online version if you want to read these books or graphic novels. I have the first 2, like I mentioned. I really want the third one in a physical copy because it just looks so nice on my shelves, you know? So that's my answer for that question. Number dos. Some things never change and some things do. For this one, name a book/book series where it took a turn you didn't expect. For this question, I choose Chosen of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Apparently her name is Tomi, but I've called her Tommy, so I'm just gonna keep calling her Tommy. I said Tomi before, but it's Tommy for me. So this one, amazing plot line. I fell in love with the characters and the plot. This is just beautiful all over. And just the storyline itself, oh my gosh, it was so good. I can just show you how much I care. I have 5 other copies of this book. I have the 5 collector Barnes & Noble editions. Right from the start, it just hooks you into the story. It's action-packed from the second you start picking it up. I remember being like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this book. I knew it when I started the book that this was going to be a really good book, and I was so right. The plot, the characters, amazing, but towards the end, there was a pretty big twist that personally got me. I don't know about anyone else who's read this book, what they felt in that moment. Anyway, if you haven't picked this book up or you don't have it, please get it. It's amazing. 3 Into the Unknown. He's saying in this video too. Name a book that is set in another world. So for this one, I think I'm going to choose The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. This is definitely set in another world. This series, I'm not even done with it yet, and he already has started a new series. So this book, I think I rated it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was very, very enjoyable for me. This book in particular was probably my favorite book in the entire Land of Stories series. Towards the end of all the books in the series, I've really lost interest and it's really just not fun to read anymore. There are 6 books in this series and I've read the first 5. And the last, like, 2 books in this series really just lost me. I just have not been interested in them, and I've really been struggling to go through with them. I started the 6th book half a year ago, and then I DNF'd it because I got so bored. Just over time, the series has really not been good. It's an entire different world. We go from the real world, our world, to a fairy tale book. A world based off of the fairy tales. So Connor and Alex Bailey fall into a really old fairy tale book that their grandmother has given them, and they meet all these really cool characters, and there's enemies along the way. It is so fun. I remember just loving this book, and I just remember falling in love with the characters. Now I'm kind of like, I kind of hate all of you, you know, like, it's just this series has gotten worse over time, and I feel like if I wait to finish the last book any longer, I'm just not gonna finish it at all. This is based off of all the fairy tales, so we're in a fairy tale world as well as a real world, our world, a human world, whatever you want to say. Number 4, when I'm older, name an adult book. I have an entire adult shelf, not a bookshelf, but a shelf. The first one, Becoming by Michelle Obama. This book is amazing. This is Michelle Obama's memoir, and I listened to the entire thing on audio because she narrates it, and it's just amazing to hear the story from her as she's reading it to you. I've also seen the Netflix movie, and I loved it. Overall, this is a fantastic adult memoir. If you're looking for something like this, it's not super political. I thought it was going to be kind of political, but it's not even entirely about that. It's just about her growing up, her parents, her family, meeting Barack, and all of that. And I was just so touched by this book, and I'm definitely going to reread it as many times as I can in the future. Number 5, reindeers are better than people. Who's your favorite fictional animal? My favorite fictional animal is SpongeBob. SpongeBob's a sponge, which is an animal living in the ocean. So, he's fictional. He can't talk in real life, you know what I mean? But just all of these beautiful characters. But SpongeBob is definitely my favorite. I watch SpongeBob for at least 30 minutes every morning, and sometimes before I go to bed. I watch it every day, and I'm not joking when I say that. I watch SpongeBob every day, and I've heard things going around that say SpongeBob makes you more stupid. SpongeBob is brainwashing you, all that stuff I've heard from my sister Summer. But I don't care. I'm in the grade I'm supposed to be in. I'm doing fine educationally. I can watch SpongeBob if I want to. I've also been getting into the show called Amphibia, which is, also I like Courage the Cowardly Dog, so I guess I could say him too. But I've also been watching Amphibia in the morning once SpongeBob turns off. But SpongeBob is definitely number 1 on the list, and always will be number 1. 6, Lost in the Woods, favorite ship/couple. My choice for this one is definitely going to be Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alir Sands. I have no clue how to say that. This follows 2 main characters, Aristotle and Dante. They kind of meet each other at a pool one day. They're kind of lost without each other, and when they meet each other, they just like instantly have this amazing connection, and it's more not so plot driven but more character driven. I fell in love with these characters, and if you can't tell, it's a very amazing book by all of the award stamps on it, but it's more of a self-discovery book, and it was amazing. I guess I could say also To All the Boys I Loved Before, I really shipped Peter and Lara Jean together as a couple. Number 7, Show Yourself. What character from any book do you relate to the most? This one's tricky. I could say John Grogan, but I don't know. I'm kind of clueless for this one, so I'm just gonna say John Grogan from Marley and Me, because he had a dog named Marley, and so do I. And I'm still with my Marley today. She's still got hopefully a good 10 years left in her life. Labrador Retrievers are supposed to live up to about 14 years of age, so I'm hoping she makes it. Oh my god, I shouldn't say that. I'm just hoping I have a good long amount of time left with my dog. She's only 4 years old, so about 28 in dog years, and this is probably the most relatable book because my dog's name is Marley. She's so lovable and so sweet. She doesn't like to cuddle. She doesn't like that. But She's just crazy sometimes and just a troublemaker as well, but can also be just the sweetest dog ever. And I love her with all of my heart. And I feel like that's the most relatable book I think I will ever relate to, because my dog's name is Marley, and they kind of have almost similar personalities. Obviously, my dog is a girl. John Grogan's dog was a boy. I've had so many fun moments with my dog Marley, and Zoe as well, but Marley is my dog personally. Zoe belongs to Summer pretty much, and Marley's just the sweetest little thing. She's so sweet. I love her. And I think that's probably the most relatable book I have on my shelves because of that. Number 8. The next right thing. What character always tries to do the right thing no matter what? So for this one, I'm again going to choose Becoming by Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is always trying to make the right decisions and is always trying to do what's not best for her, but what's best for everyone else. And I just respect her so much for that. And I definitely think she is such a role model and is always trying to do what's right for other people, and is always thinking about other people's opinions and how they feel, and like making sure everyone feels welcome. I just respect her so much for how much she cares about other people. I just remember reading the book and being like, gosh, I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be more understanding of everyone's feelings and not be so judgmental. She's just such a kind-hearted person, and I so much respect her for that, and I love her as a person. Number 9. Elsa is an ice queen. Name a character who is cold as ice. Who is as cold as ice. I kind of said that funny. So for this one, I'm choosing The Shadows by Alex North. This isn't even our main character. This character is kind of a big point in the story, or a big part of the story, but it's also kind of not like there, if you know what I mean. So the character I'm choosing from this book is Charlie Crabtree, and he committed a terrible murder. He brutally murdered somebody and like freaking shoved him under a bush, I think. Yeah, he killed someone and then shoved them under a bush. I think at a park too. He does some really sinister things. I can't say it without it being kind of a spoiler. It's not a huge spoiler, but it's also kind of a huge spoiler, so I can't say it. Go to the time right here if you don't want to hear this. 10. Anna is a selfless and loyal character. She cares for her family deeply and will do anything to help anyone. That's not Hans. Name a selfless character. But I guess I'm going to say Mulan for this one. I have 3 Mulan books on my shelves, and I have already read one of them, and I'm in the middle of another one right now. And I would say Mulan is definitely a selfless character. She went off to war for her dad. She dressed up as Ping, a man, and went to war for her dad. Think about it. She's kind of like Katniss in a way, which is what Troy Reed's picked. He picked Katniss for this one, and I totally agree with him on that, because she went off to war / the Hunger Games, where you could possibly get killed, or will get killed, if you know what I mean, for her little sister. Primrose, I'm pretty sure her name is, and it's kind of like Mulan in a way. I'm not trying to like be like, ooh, so close together, you know, but kind of similar, because she goes off to war for her dad, where she could potentially get killed just so he won't go to war, you know. So it's kind of a similar idea, and I agree with both of those books right there, Mulan and definitely The Hunger Games as well. 10s. Olaf is a loyal and funny character. He always puts a smile on your face. Name a character who's funny and always puts that smile on your face. So for this one, I'm going to be choosing The One and Only Bob by Katherine Applegate. This is another signed edition. It's the first signed edition, or signed first edition. I don't even know what that means. I feel like Bob is such a dry, sarcastic character, and I did find myself laughing. It was probably one of the books that made me laugh the most that I've ever read. I don't read a lot of funny books. I mean, I don't usually laugh out loud when I'm reading a book. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this book for this one. I'm sorry, I gotta hurry because I'm running out of time. 12. 12. Kristoff is an interesting character. He will do anything for anyone, and he cares deeply about Anna. Name a character who is a cinnamon roll. For this, I have no clue what that means. I saw Troy read and he was like, I don't think anyone's a cinnamon roll, so is it a bad thing? I'm so confused. Maybe Lara Jean from To All the Boys I Loved Before? I have no clue what cinnamon roll means. Maybe they're just really sweet and kind and caring. Maybe. I think Lara Jean is a good character for that role. And pun! A good character for that role. Cinnamon roll. She's just so kind and caring, and I feel like she's always caring about what Peter thinks of her and just is always respecting him as a character, and I really like that about her. I think she could be a cinnamon roll. 13. Hans. Name a villain. A villain that I choose is It. Pennywise the Dancing Clown, or all the other things he turns into. He eats kids and adults. He lures them in with their fears, and he kills them. He slurps up all their insides, and just like spaghetti. He lives in the sewers. He's crazy. He's pretty much a shape-shifting demon who can transform into whatever your fear is, and it's really crazy. And I'm planning on reading this book this month, or at least starting it this month, and I'm really nervous about it because I'm really behind on my TBR right now. I have about 12 books on my TBR for the month, which is crazy for me. I've never really read 12 books every month in a month before, which is sad, but also true. That's my choice for this one. Definitely a villain. Number 14. The Fire Spirit. Name an author who is on fire. Every book you've read by them, you've loved. I'm going to go with Jenny Han for this because I love To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy. That's one that really got me started in reading and has really helped me get where I am today with reading. And I'm also just going to do Jenny Han because I read the Burn for Burn trilogy about a year and a half ago, and I loved it so much. I also read Shug by Jenny Han, which is her middle grade novel, and I really, really enjoyed that as well. That's definitely my favorite author at the moment that I've loved pretty much every book they've written. Number 15, The Earth Giants. Name your favorite big or intimidating book. I don't have a lot of huge, like, big, intimidating books. I mean, I guess I do, but for this one, I'm choosing Children of Blood and Bone again. I haven't read a bunch of huge, intimidating books, so this is definitely a pretty big one. It doesn't look huge on camera, but it's pretty big when you're holding it in your hands. So yeah, definitely this one. It's on my top 3 favorite list, and it's my favorite intimidating big book that I own, I think. So definitely Children of Blood and Bone. 16. Gale. The Air, Wind Spirit. Name a book that has lots of twists and turns. For this one, I'm going to be choosing Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. There were so many twists and turns in this book. It was crazy. I got this a while ago, about a few months ago, and I read it right when I got it, and oh my gosh, I fell in love with it. It's amazing. In my top 10 favorite, or top 5 favorite probably. It is so, so good. And I recommend it to anyone who's looking for a high, very, very dark fantasy. Every page was just an adventure. It was action-packed the whole way through, and it was amazing. I loved it so much. And so many twists. Like, towards the end, there's like, they just keep hitting you with the twists and turns. It's crazy. 17. The Water Spirit. Name a book with water on the cover. Okay, I think I only have one idea for this, which is one that I haven't read, which is The Last Boy and Girl in the World by Siobhan Vivian. I have read the Burn for Burn trilogy by her and Jenny Han, so yeah, I have not read this one yet. It's kind of just one I kind of want to have. I have a lot of books on my shelves that are kind of more contemporary that I just pick up randomly out of nowhere. So this is one of those books. I have never picked it up before, but you can obviously see they're on a boat in water because their town is flooding. The last thing is to just tag people. So I tag all my subscribers, I tag Megan's Reading Revelations, and I also tag Jessica Kalani if she is watching this. So thank you, Troy Reads, for tagging me in this. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next week on my channel. Bye!